Soundstripe.
I'm Shelley Cox, founder of the Regional Collective, where we're all about empowering entrepreneurs like you. Our podcast is for anyone navigating the world of small business, especially in regional areas. I'm based in the Barossa in South Australia, a place where I love, have 3 young children and also play community club netball. My previous career as a winemaker has taken me all over the world to New Zealand, Japan, the USA and all around Australia, but there's no place like home. I've started not 1, but 4 businesses from the ground up since 2018 and have helped over 50 other small and micro businesses, and I can't wait to help share my lessons with you. Over the coming weeks and months, you'll hear tales of success, challenges, and community spirit in small and micro businesses. Let's redefine small business with big hearts and determined hustle and be inspired to thrive. Hey everyone, and welcome to The Community, your podcast from the Regional Collective. I'm your host, Shelley Cox, founder of the Regional Collective, and I'm excited to kick off this journey with you. Our mission here is simple: to support and celebrate small and micro business owners in regional communities like yours. Today, we have a special guest joining us, Kat Crane from Crane Creative, a talented social media expert who's been instrumental in helping small businesses thrive, and mine included. So let's dive in. So today we're excited to have Kat Crane. Thank you for joining us, of Crane Creative. Kat's journey from marketing to social media management to now business and marketing guru is inspiring. We've worked together for the past 5 and a bit years in one way or another. So yeah, I think, great to have, your support for the Regional Collective as we launch into sharing tales and stories of success and challenges. But can you give us a little bit about your background, how you got into your business and started up?
So I actually came from a hospitality background, so I was doing that for 20 years. Makes you a bit jaded.
It's hard work. It's a lot of later nights and it's a different lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah. But thankfully through that, I was always one of those people that wanted to learn different aspects of businesses. I didn't want to just be pigeonholed into just being in the restaurant or just being on front desk. I wanted to learn, and I was always like, if I broke something, how do I fix it?
Yeah.
So by being that kind of person, it actually opened me up to a lot of different opportunities because people were like, oh, she's not just wanting to...
how to do things, yeah.
To just do a job. She actually wants to know how the sausage is made, essentially.
Yep.
So through that, I was then given an opportunity to go into the sales and marketing department. And they were like, oh, you're young. Why don't you do the social media? And I'm like, sure, why not?
That's a qualification in itself.
That's how, and sadly though, that is still how people choose their social media marketers.
You're on your phone a lot. You must know what you're doing.
Yes.
Yep.
You don't.
No.
But through that though, I did find that I had an aptitude for it and I loved it.
Yep.
And I loved the fact that, you're building a community around a brand, you're having conversations with people, you're nurturing them in a different way,
yep.
and you're getting them to come to your business and getting them to buy from you through posting. And I had us in the top 3 of the Oceania for the time that I was running the socials.
Yeah.
Then I got pregnant.
Yes.
And went... I don't want hospitality anymore. Thanks.
No, it's not conducive.
It's not really a great family life balance.
No.
And so I was like, okay, I'll take the maternity leave and then I'll quit, which is what I did.
Yep.
And I actually went working with another agency in the Barossa.
Yep.
My daughter was about 5 months old, I think, when the job came up.
Yep.
And I was like, there's an opportunity.
Yep.
Because I can then learn some more. And I worked with them for about 18 months and then went out on my own. So Crane Creative will be 7 years old this July.
And how old's your daughter?
She is 8.
8, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So for most of that time, you've been either subcontracting, so working for someone else, or on your own.
Yeah.
And how do you find how do you balance the needs between this is another conversation to have. But have you been able to go like slowly in parts to build, or is it sort of like
it is what it is? You have
follow opportunities when they come up.
And my daughter is neurospicy, so that is another layer within itself. So the way that her appointments are structured is that 1 week we have play therapy, psych, OT and physio, while the next week we don't have. So generally it's like 1 week where it's just crazy and I'm jamming as much shit in as I can, and then other weeks I've got actual time to spend on my business. So, and as much as my partner's like, one day you could just get a real job, normal job.
Will a real job allow you that flexibility?
No. They'd be like, so 1 week, 1 week a fortnight, you're basically only here for less than half the time you're meant to be. No one would put up with that.
That's hard.
So it's just finding the balance and just trying to, you just do your best. And being open and transparent about it as well with customers and clients makes it, it is what it is. We have lives. We're not just...
Well, you're not 9 to 5. You're just, and with your job as well, because you've sort of probably changed when you started out. So what did your business look like when you first started? Like, what were the tasks that you were doing compared to now? Like, where have you sort of evolved?
I started off mainly just doing content creation, content account management when I started. So I was doing, EDMs and social media management, and then and I was doing a lot of that, like website management, all of those things. So it was like a full suite, minus Google side of things.
Because you did it for us as well for probably a year and a half,
I
think.
And I was making good bank, but it wasn't conducive, especially as a one-man band, and actually I think I was on the precipice of burnout before COVID hit. And I think once COVID hit, it just, my body and my brain just went,
here you go,
see you later, I'm out, bye. And
if you're talking 4 years ago, things like ChatGPT, AI, those things weren't around. In terms of having to do all of that thinking yourself, like you were.
That was a lot of.
That's
brain.
a lot of and when you think about it, like so Facebook, Meta, the business suite, that wasn't as useful a tool as it is now. So if you think about trying to do the same job now compared to even like 2 or 3 years ago, it's different, isn't it?
Then I think so through COVID, I then decided I wanted to do more group training and coaching. So I started doing some workshops before COVID hit. And I think my really first one that I did was actually in Port Lincoln. And we did a Canva workshop, sold out. And I'm still dealing with some of the clients that came to that, which is brilliant.
Awesome.
And I love that. I love teaching. I love helping businesses. I love seeing people like doing stuff and then having those aha moments. And go,
and that's what you can bring to it, I think, as well, is you've got that outside view in. Sometimes when you're in your business, you can't see those opportunities.
And so through that, I then started my boot camp, which I'm toying about bringing back and offering coaching. And now I have my membership academy. So this year I launched the Crane Creative, and it is not just social media, it's all the things. So we've gone through, how to use Canva. We're going through video editing. How to utilize video for your business. What's going to be the best tools for the trade and how we're going to edit it, and making sure that you have the right dimensions and everything for the right platforms, but how you can then repurpose it to be for everything else. So you're not just making it once and that's just for one thing. There's so many different things you can do with the video.
That's it. You want to get as much out of that content as you can, especially if you're a small business that has limited resources. It's like, and we go, I can't post that again because I posted that 3 weeks ago. Yeah, you can. You can,
you can do it a different way. And, you can take the transcript and you can create that into a blog or, so many different things that you can do. So then we're going through, Instagram, and we've got, mailing lists, memberships. So it's a full suite of topics that you're going to learn for a year. And
like you think social media isn't just Facebook and Instagram.
No.
It's being social, and it's the media that we use to actually connect with customers. And part of what what I've seen your strength as being is in your, that tagline of putting the heart back into your social media, because, and I've seen that on your journey as well, from that management side of things where you're doing things for people to then getting out of that and following the flow of actually, I want to empower people to do it, because then the messages that get sent are so much more authentic, and everyone will end up being stronger as well. So I think, but going through COVID as well, that threw everyone a curveball, but then also you've got 7 years coming up for Crane Creative. You've always got those sort of that evolution in your business anyway. So it's probably like a bit of a cluster storm of things happening, because you were a couple of years into your business, had worked out, actually, I don't want to be doing this thing, and then COVID came, and then, but I think you feel a lot more aligned. Is that right?
Yeah, I've got
your strengths and what you can...
A constant stream of the coaching clients coming through. And watching them go from I've got no idea to now implementing the things that we've talked about, and making those leaps that they were afraid to is huge. And then the academy is growing. I've got over 20 people in there. I only started it in February. And I'm not.
And that's and I think the good thing about it is it's breaking it down monthly, because otherwise it can be so overwhelming to try and either get a handle on the social media side of it, or and there's photography in there's video capturing, getting people confident. And that's the thing, like I've seen some of your clients as well go, right, well, Kat, I'm doing this Facebook Live, because you've empowered them to feel more comfortable about doing it. So,
and you just kind of get those really good warm fuzzies from watching them do the things. But it is, and the tagline for the academy is educate, inspire, and empower. And I think it's those 3 key words that help people propel in their business, and even in life, and just with confidence within themselves. Because
everything can be learnt.
And the thing is starting. And you're not going to be perfect. Just do what you can do. Because
you started out in hospitality. I started out winemaking. I didn't learn, this is not got taught at uni or through school. It's that you follow, these are all things, if you've got the passion to be interested in things and the capability to learn, the skills can be taught.
It's not like,
it's not rocket science.
When we were at school, social media didn't exist. Yes, we are that old. But also good, because...
We were humming the Smurfs song before.
But also our misspent youth isn't documented online, when we can still run for politics.
That's right. Get you up on your soapbox.
But you did this. I mean, I think that's probably why the Cranker's looking at closing.
But it'd be hard.
Because they don't have all the underages coming through like they used to in our day.
No. And that's it. But, and we're certainly, it's about, this is part of doing business now these days. And so people can either bury their head in the sand or embrace it and get to understand it. So it's like with any sort of part of technology.
And I think a lot of, you still have a lot of businesses that will come kicking and screaming and not wanting, they used to think the internet was going to be a fad. Social media isn't a fad. It is here.
And it's communications, it's advertising, it's marketing, whatever you want to call it.
And it's value for money as well. Like, if you're looking at, we did a recent comparison for an event that I've marketed, so we're in our second year of me running it. And we did a massive survey for people so they could win something, but just so we get some more data. The highest percentage of where they found out about the event was through social media. It wasn't through print advertising. It wasn't through radio. And
you look at the cost per view, when you're looking at those sorts of things, it's like, it's so affordable, which is the best place to start. Which means this year we can go, okay, well, you know what, we're not even going to worry about print. We're just going to put all of that then into the social media advertising budget and use those ads accordingly. And that's the other part of that sort of story as well, and where your expertise comes in, and where we've used you for our businesses is actually coming in at the higher level and at the back, actually having a look and not just going, I'm just going to throw money at ads, or I'm just going to boost everything that I can. It's what's the strategy? Because, our money's tight. We need to make sure it gets spent well, but also where's the engagement? And review, reflect, adapt, and then go forward again.
And that's what we need to do. But sometimes, like you said, when you're in it, you can't see, the forest wood for the trees. So it's, good to have someone who can have that bird's eye view coming in going, well, have you thought about, is this actually what you're wanting to achieve? Or could we do it in a different way?
And do you think your exposure to lots of different industries has helped Or how has that helped you to kind of that troubleshoot and give that bit of perspective for people as, advice? Like it says, we come in as a consultant.
Because I haven't niched down.
Yeah.
I never did. So I've worked,
you've worked with lots of different industries.
I've worked with, wine brands. I've worked with facial brands. I've worked with car repairers.
You've done like tourism. You've done
manufacturing. So
fishing.
It's
like
I don't know, whatever.
When we talk, and that's, I think, helps to build your toolkit as well.
Yeah. So I think because I have had, fingers in so many different pies, I can see things from different perspectives, more so because I have, I guess, a greater knowledge of what happens around in other industries and how they can then be put into your business. So, you can be just going, the thing is when you're in business as well, you've just got your blinkers on because this is what I'm doing, this is my thing. And, I can come in going,
have you thought about that?
I did this over this time.
Yeah.
That could work if you did X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And then you can see their faces just go, yeah, I get that. I can see that. But but because they're in it, they don't have those other, what's the word I'm looking for?
Not like external influences.
External influence. Going, I can adapt to this.
Yeah.
So, I think the fact that I haven't niched is actually...
it's a huge tool.
Good benefit.
A good benefit and a strength, I think, is because then you take that to each, whether it's a new, part of your course or coaching modules, like you've got that in there as well. Yeah. And important for people in business also to just every now and again, I always sort of say, stop, have a little look around.
Yeah.
And see if you don't want to be comparing yourself to people a lot.
No.
Because you do just want to focus on what you want to get out of it and what you do best. But it is, important just to have a little look around because you can learn from other people. And it's not to copy, it's to get inspired.
So one of the beauties of, the academy and even the boot camps and workshops that people have come to. Yeah. I'm one of those people that can go, hey, have you guys thought, or, I know someone, hang on, you two should...
that's it. Those collaborations
collaborate.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely a firm believer that if we, rather than working in a siloed mentality, which a lot of people do, you're only there for yourself. And if you're in a collaborative way, everyone rises. And especially in regional areas, if you work together, then everyone benefits rather than just going, well, this is my thing and screw everyone else.
And that's it. That comes from a fear space, doesn't it? Of going, well, actually, if I don't just do this for myself, other people might get better than me or get more successful, and then I won't have this. Like it actually, rather than saying,
and it comes from that. Yeah, it comes from that fear mentality and that scarcity, I guess. Yeah. Where if you
that there isn't enough for everyone.
Well, I mean, how many wineries are there? How many coffee shops? Yeah. There is space for what you do because you do it your way, and that's what brings people to your party. And that's
what your probably biggest thing is about. Don't try and copy other people. Do you? Yeah. Because that's you. You can't actually change that. No. So use that, and work your way into doing it in a way that you feel comfortable as well, because you want it to be aligned with your brand and your offering.
Well, there's no point, jumping on a trend even if it doesn't align. Like, just because it's trending doesn't mean you have to do it.
Do you do dances on TikTok?
God, no.
I might need a few drinks for that. Oh. So, as we know that social media, whether it's through COVID, but everyone sort of goes, right, this is a game changer for our business. What is the misconception, I suppose, that you need to be on every platform and been doing everything? So what would you advise smaller businesses, especially if they're a startup and if they're just starting out, it can be overwhelming to be on everything everywhere. What would your advice be?
Know where your customers are.
Yeah.
And that comes back to, I say this, I bang on about this a lot. Know your customer. Who is your ideal customer? Who's your audience? And it is astonishing. I did a RDA presentation last year about knowing your audience, and the amount of people that, when I said, is it everyone, put their hand up, I wasn't allowed to go around the room and slap them.
You would not be asked.
I would not like me to do that. But your audience is not everyone.
No.
All right?
Yep.
And I have put up numerous times, you are not everyone's glass of gin.
Yep.
Okay, so know who is your gin drinkers and who is
where do they hang out and where do they hang out. Yep.
And that's where you should hang out. So if your audience is on TikTok, you're on TikTok. But if they are on Facebook and Instagram, just use Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, once you are, you know, get that groove and you're feeling good, and then you're going, okay, well now I want to be reaching a new audience.
Yeah.
Then once you have that down, you can then diversify and look at maybe is it Pinterest, so you can have some evergreen content.
That's it. Are you a product-based business? Well, then Pinterest would be great.
Great for that.
If you're a service-based,
still good.
But look at LinkedIn. Where are people there? Are you trying to be an expert on your topic? Can you be doing some article writing and things like that there? Like
but also, you know, in saying all of that and how great social media is, I will use this little segue. You still need a website. And you still need email marketing. Because, you know, as much as social media is a great tool, I always say it's your holiday house. So you can do all the things you can do at home. But you don't own it. You own your home. And that is your website and your database and your email marketing. Because, you know, anything could happen. You know, we've seen it when ScoMo decided to have a little, you know, fight with Zuckerberg. And we saw a lot of accounts get closed down for that time.
And also what you're seeing at the moment as well is that increase in accounts being hacked as well. So if you put all your eggs in that basket.
Or even, you know, Meta's been having a lot of glitches. So Instagram's been down a lot. Facebook's been down a lot. Mainly, it's especially in Australia, it's in America. So we're asleep, and then when we wake up, it's all back. So we're fine. But you can't rely on it. So, you know, you do need to make sure that you are getting people to sign up to your mailing list. Know that you're on a website.
So you can be contacted or have a contact form.
Any of those things. However, social media is still a great tool. So, you know, it is, and that hackability stuff is, you know, that could be a whole episode.
Well, just pencil that in for another time.
But, you know, make sure you've got your two-factor authenticator set up on your personal account, which then helps your business account. So, you know, you've got to safeguard.
And strong passwords.
I mean, literally just smash the keys together and create something. You don't, and just don't use it on any other platform. That's that one password for your social media. And change it regularly as well.
And that's, I think we'll go into cybersecurity another time. But in a nutshell. And we've also got a member from one of our regional collective members of how do you handle negative feedback on social media?
I would say don't go with your first response.
Which would be?
Fuck off. So
we'll bleep that one.
You know, because the thing is, you kind of look at it, you roll your eyes, you just want to go, you fucking numpty. Like, you can't say that. So
especially because business is personal.
Because
if you've put a lot of heart and energy into it and someone's got something to say, it's hard not to take it personally.
So get all of the personal responses out. Just write them out in a Word doc. And just go, okay, I feel good. I've said all the stupid shit. And then look at it constructively. So step back. Okay, so, you know, as you said, it's personal. You're going to feel like you're personally attacked. However, 9 times out of 10, most people just they're venting, they just want to be heard. They're probably not attacking you, they're just attacking how they're feeling. So take that step back and look at it in a constructive way and respond back. You know, it could be, you looked at me funny. I don't know.
And it could be and you also want to respond as a business. So that's the thing. You're not responding as you as a personal and going, hey, well, I spent time doing this. It's like, it's not about you. It's about what's the process. I'm sorry you didn't get that delivery in time. So you approach it. Respond from a business.
And it could be, you know, my package was lost, blah, blah. It's like, well, you know, I made sure that the tracking number was on, or you didn't pay for the extra tracking. As far as we know, I have lodged the, you know, appeal with Oz Post, blah, blah, blah,
Yep.
you know, but from my side, I did all I could to protect your parcel, you know, and it's once people read that going, oh, well, they didn't tick the box to pay for the extra tracking, that's on them.
The people that will know, because
I mean, the thing
you
is,
won't please everybody.
No. And there's always going to be that person that's like, nah. And it's like, well,
Okay.
most of the time it's you. It's not that. It's not you.
Yep.
It's them.
So some of those things which 5 years ago would have been nutted in the back end in emails and back and forth.
Yeah.
Social media brings them to our attention now.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily responding to that person then and now. It's the other people watching.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So it's like, actually, I don't care, but this is all about you. However, for the sake of my other customers and clients who I want them to know how, you know, our values and our business behaves. Here's a reflection on that. So it's probably, but like you said, it's hard to get the personal part out of it. But like you said, if you sit with it for a bit.
Yeah. You don't react.
Yeah.
Because if you react straight away, it can escalate to a very nasty situation.
Yeah.
But if you just kind of sit back and go, all right, yeah, or even if it was you fucked up.
Yeah. Or admit it.
But you don't have to always admit it you can just say, hey, thank you for your feedback, but let's talk offline.
I've sent a DM or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you don't have to air your dirty laundry.
And you just want to acknowledge it and hear,
Yeah.
like you said, they probably just want to be heard.
Yes. And, so it is about some of those things, but, it's don't be reactive.
Yeah.
And I think, and that comes a lot of the time, and that's a whole other lesson in itself, just within social media, you need to be proactive about your posting. You can't be on a reactive going, oh, shit, sales are down, I've got to do something. Plan that stuff out so you know the cycles and you have the content, the advertising to back it up to keep the flow going.
Yeah.
Because if you are going to be reactive, you're just going to be on the back foot the whole time.
Your results will be so all over the place,
yeah.
and you won't get what you want out of it. So.
Yeah.
But no.
There's so many levels and so many things.
Right, stay tuned.
Stay
tuned for parts 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. But thank you for joining us on our first podcast. It's great to chat, as always. And I think, helping us to understand the power of social media, but also, take away some of the myths and the worry and the overwhelm over it. Yeah. I think and the
misconceptions as well, because there's a lot of things that people still think that are not true.
Yeah.
As well, like someone the other day was saying, oh, but when I post, they can see my name, and I'm like, that's only for you to see. No one else sees that, because it's only people who can manage the page can see who's posted, so you know. And they're like, oh, wow, okay.
But that's the thing of
it's those small
little
things as well. Like you only know you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And and that's kind of where I think I come in that way of being that sounding board or
and it's teaching,
questions.
and asking and there's no silly questions.
It's
just
only a silly answer.
A silly answer.
It's the crane method.
That's right. But thank you for joining us, and we look forward to more inspirational insights in the future.
I look forward to it too.